We are live and in color. Ow! Yes, yes. The champ is here. The champ is here. And we are here live, dropping off episode 81. Come on, man. Ow! In this week's episode, Mastering Love Languages, Champ Franklin discussed the 5 love languages and how anger and can erode connections. We're going to explore the top 5 challenges individuals face in relationships and discover 3 actionable solutions to improve communication through love languages. Whether you're navigating tough conversations or aiming to rekindle intimacy, this episode is packed with practical advice to strengthen your bond. I am your host, Champ Franklin, and we are about to get after it. I'm telling you, here it is. The champ is here. Ow! And I'm here to stay, never go down. Yes. Because I'm a champion. Man, because I'm a champion. Yes. We are live. Yes. The champ is here. Love on me. Oh my gosh! Thank you all so much. Oh my gosh. I cannot I can't say enough. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in for another great episode. Today I will be solo, and so if you want to call in, you can call in. We're talking about today love languages, and so we're overcoming anger and miscommunication. I got a whole bunch of stuff that we're gonna talk about, right? We're gonna look at miscommunication that creates distance, anger that hinders connection, challenges in expressing love the way your partner understands, the emotional watch this, the emotional toll on unmet needs, and personal growth through improved communication. Man, oh my gosh. I'm doing this episode because I want to make sure that you have the information, that you actually know that it's possible. And I'm on the other side of this podcast to confirm that it is possible. And so let's get after it. Like I said before, we gonna tackle these things and we gonna get after it. And I'm excited to be your host today. Ow! I'm telling you right now that we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it, right? And so we got some questions that we want to ask. And so first of all, let me get my book. Ow! That we can look at it, right? We got the 5 love languages right here. The secret to love that lasts. And I know that after studying the 5 love languages, we know, first of all, we're gonna go over the 5 love languages so that you know that there are 5 love languages, and you can actually go online and take a survey, fill out a questionnaire, and it'll actually tell you what your love language is. And so I know that I've heard women say all 5 of them are my love language. No, they're not. All 5 love languages are not your love languages. You don't have all 5, right? There are a priority. There's a primary love language and a secondary love language. All those other ones, the other 3 are niceties, right? So, for example, my love language is acts of no, hold on. My love language is physical touch and words of affirmation. Words of affirmation is number one, and then physical touch. And so it's very important for the person that I'm with, for them to understand that you gotta talk nice to me. Talking nice to me and saying I'm doing a good job, saying thank you is important. And you can, say something to me and will really hurt my feelings. And you be like, man, you 51. I'm like, yeah, but that hurt. All because my love language is acts is words of affirmation. So I'm really careful about how I say stuff to people because that's my love language. So I'm not gonna curse you out. I'm not gonna go off on you. I'm not gonna yell unless I'm gonna try not to. But I got to get worked up to that point, right? But I'm just not coming off the cuff and saying rude stuff to you. I'm just not doing that. Why? Because my love language is words of affirmation. And then my second one is physical touch. And so um, you got to be touching on me. And it don't matter. Well, it matters, um, that you have soft hands. The woman have soft hands, and so that she could be touching on me and saying good words to me to let me know that she loves me, and it's important. And so for me, oh my gosh, dude, this is one of those things that you got to really understand, that those love languages are important. And so if when you're in a relationship, it's important for you to ask your partner what is their love language so that you can communicate to them in the way in which they understand. So for example, if your love language is acts of service, and you are sitting on the couch watching TV all day, their love language is not going, their love bank is not going to get deposits. So, that being said, and you can bring up flowers, you can say, baby, thank you, I appreciate you. But those, because acts of service is her language, it is an imperative for you to communicate by doing things the way he or she wants them done, because that's what communicates love to them. That gives them that warm and fuzzy feeling about you. And that's why you want to be able to understand how to communicate in those love languages. And when you don't do something, or when you do something negatively in that person's love language, it you know there is a love bank withdrawal. So for example, so let's look at me, and my love language being words of affirmation, right? So when a person is saying, Franklin, Ernest, I really appreciate you, or Champ, thank you so much. When you say that to me, let's say there's a 5 words of affirmation is a 5, right? Anything you do is going to either be a 5 deposit, or it's going to be a negative 5 withdrawal from the bank. Now gifts is really on the low level, right? Gifts is 1. You give me gifts, you're going to get a 1 deposit, bam, or you're gonna be a 1 withdrawal. It don't even affect me if you don't give me something, right? You don't give me a gift, it don't, whatever. Bless God, I can take care of myself. Why? Because I'm a provider, right? I don't need nobody to. You can give me a gift, I can go get that anytime, anytime. whatever, right? And so it's important that you communicate in that person's love language, because there are those love bank deposits and those love bank withdrawals. And based on what you've been doing, you're going to, it's going to affect your relationship. It really is. And there's nothing, what you can do is, I say, own up to where you are, how you have been communicating up till today. And if you have been communicating um, ineffectively, or miscommunicating, or misfiring, that you need to start asking that person, how can I restore integrity in our relationship, because I've been missing it, right? So let's go down here, on the love languages, right? Um, So let's go here. If your spouse's love language is words of affirmation, some of the things you want to do, you want to remind yourself that words of affirmation is your spouse's primary love language. And so they give you, in this book here, it gives you step by step instructions. And if you're interested in having a really good relationship with your partner, it is important that you understand what it takes to communicate effectively in their love language. Because if you don't, then you're going to find yourself like me on the other side of divorce, because it's only a matter of time, before somebody else starts communicating in a way in which they understand, which is their love language. And so we want to, like I said, I want to make sure that I continue to put that out there, right? And so, I have, like I said, I got 5 questions, that we'll ask, that I'm going to ask you, during this podcast, for you to consider, right? So, and then we're gonna, at the end of this, we're gonna have, I put together 3 solutions to improve, communication in your partner's love language. Three actionable solutions that you can do to improve your communication, right? And so my first question that I have is, are you expressing love in a way your partner truly understands? Think about that. Think about that. Are you expressing love in a way your partner truly understands? I will tell you that I was, when I was married, we used to do, couples retreats. And during those couples retreat, we had a couple, and that were there, and it was very successful. And the husband was upset that, that his wife, that he was bringing his wife flowers, and she don't like flowers. And it was really bothering him that he would bring her flowers, and she said, well, why don't you just bring me a plant? Don't bring me flowers, because flowers die. I don't want you to bring me flowers, right? And so he was locked in that a gentleman brings a woman flowers, right? So he bring her flowers, not realizing that his wife's love language was not gifts. It was acts of service and quality time. And so whereas he's off doing work, or he's away from the house, those love bank withdrawals, were 5, a -5. And so when he comes back home with flowers, which is a 1, because it's really on the low level, is a 1. It takes him 5 deliveries of flowers to cover one act of miscommunication in the love language of which is, quality time and acts of service, or quality time or acts of service, right? And so he's getting frustrated because he's he has activity in the relationship, but your activity is it does not cut the mustard. And I'll tell you that when I look back on my relationship, and again, one of the reasons why this podcast is here is for you to understand that having a really good, meaningful, fulfilled, connected relationship is actually possible when you focus and when you're intentional. Like we talk about having a gig, giving yourself grace, knowing that everything that you've done has not been perfect and you're not going to be perfect, but you can get in the 90s, right? You can get in the 90s. I ain't asking you to be 100, but come on, let's shoot for 90%. Let's shoot for 90, right? And bless God, you're a good person. You're an elite woman, elite man, doing great stuff, making more money than you've ever have, and you're smarter than you've ever been in your life. So that being said, let's make this thing happen. Let's really look at it, because being on this side of divorce, I tell you, like I tell everybody else, on this side hurts when your kids don't call you um, for your birthday, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for Easter, for Father's Day. They don't call you. You don't get a card. You don't get a sticky note. You don't get nothing. You don't get a smoke signal. You don't get nothing. And after being there for 20 some years, locked in, being what you thought was being the dad, and um, dealing with unresolved trauma, um, and you don't get grace, you don't get a pass. Um, it really hurts, and I don't want you to experience the pain and disappointment that I have experienced, and that's why I have the podcast right here. So that's why we're gonna get after it. And so so we were talking about those love languages. And we talk, we often, we talk about defining intimacy. And intimacy, if you this is your first time tuning in to Intimate Discoveries, we have a working definition here that everybody works with. And so that we can be on the same page when it comes to intimacy. Most times men think intimacy is just sex. Well, newsflash, intimacy is more than just sex. And there is so many benefits from having that emotional, that intimate connection with a person. Huge. That my value system wasn't even there. I ain't value this until I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually realized that there was something available that really helps me. Here we go, Sam. I am. Thanks for tuning in, Sam. I appreciate you. Thanks for showing up on the show. And if you want to come in and tune in, I'm going to invite you to come on board. And we're going to talk about these 5 love languages and how it's helping you, or how you've had challenges with communicating. And if you don't want to come on, if you want to type a question in the chat, type it in there, and I'll see what I can do to help you in those areas. And so we were just defining intimacy, And so intimacy is defined as the level of commitment, positive, affective, cognitive, and physical closeness that one experiences with a partner in a reciprocal relationship. There are four variations of intimacy, and I'll give those to you. The first one, the lowest level of intimacy, is intimacy, which is just exchanging thoughts one with another, right? And then the next variation of intimacy is spiritual intimacy, which is sharing thoughts about religion and morality and things of that nature, right? Spiritual connection, right? In a reciprocal relationship. And the importance of intimacy, one of the key components of intimacy is reciprocity. So you got to be committed to reciprocating. And then we have the next level of intimacy. We say the lowest level is cognitive intimacy, then there's spiritual intimacy, and then the next level is emotional intimacy, which is exchanging feelings one with another, which is rooted in self-disclosure. Like, I feel this way, or I'm feeling a certain way, or I understand how you feel. I understand, or whatever. I'm feeling this way, and then you can say, you know what? When I was in seventh grade, I remember I was like that. I was feeling a certain way, and I was going through. And then there is that emotional exchange, that reciprocity that is required in an intimate relationship. And then here is the highest form of intimacy is sexual intimacy, which is choosing to share one's body in the form of physical touch, physical contact, sexual activities. Those that's is sexual intimacy, right? And so the problem that we have in our relationships is that we often neglect the cognitive intimacy and the emotional intimacy. And so what happens is that when we engage in sexual intimacy, there is no connection. And oftentimes women, most of the time women go unfulfilled in climaxing because there is no connection. And then men, because we're not expecting a emotional connection, because oftentimes we spend most of our lives suppressing our feelings, and so this part of emotional intimacy and a connection with our partner with feelings and that deeply rooted connection, it escapes us, and so we don't partake in that part of our relationship, and so it goes dormant in a relationship because, one, we don't reciprocate, and then two, we don't engage in cognitive intimacy, and most men have limited emotional vocabularies. I know for me, um well, let me say this, it depends on the person whether you access those that you expand your emotional vocabulary with. So, for example, I have the feelings wheel that I keep handy with me, so that I can make that exchange emotionally, where I have taken the time to go through my life and look at different experiences I've had, and then I assign those experiences with those feelings, right? So, for example, feeling sad, there are 12 different feelings that you can experience that are in the sad file. And so when my children would come to me sad because I didn't have my I was not prepared to give them that safe space and connect with them emotionally. I missed it. I missed it a whole bunch. right? And I don't want you to miss it, right? So, for example, my kids, they will always call me. They say, "Dad, I'm bored," right? And so instead of me um connecting with them and saying, I remember when I was, well, I didn't assign a moment when I was bored. I don't know I don't know. I never sat down and said I'm bored. Because I've always found something to do. And so I couldn't connect with my kids when they told me they were bored. And so I would always say, get up and do something. Go find something to do. Instead of asking them, what would increase your heighten your sensitivity to being positive, or what would you like to do that would bring greater energy to you, right? So you're not feeling bored, right? Those are kind of responses that you can have with your children or with your loved one, right? Or the person that you're in a relationship, right? When you have those moments, that somebody is connecting with you, you can connect with them on an emotional level. And so again, so we got bored, we got lonely, we got depressed, ashamed, and guilty. I'm feeling guilty, right? And again, I had to literally go through this feelings wheel and fill out and find a moment when I was depressed, right? So when someone comes to me and they're talking about, I can kind of sense, right? Because when you expand your emotional vocabulary, you can sense when that a person is when as they're talking to you and you're listening to them, you can actually those feelings will begin to perk up, or they'll get charged, and you then can connect with them. And you're like, you know what, I there was a moment when I felt depressed. I can say, hey, when I retired from the military, serving 30 years in the military, and my family was gone. Go back to the military, and it was all me. I felt depressed, and to be able to then now be in a space where you don't pass judgment on that person for feeling depressed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I tell you, I have about 1,000. I have over 1,000 moments. I have over 1,000 moments that I missed because I did not expand my emotional vocabulary, and I was not versatile to share my emotions or my feelings with my kids or with my ex-wife. And so that's why, again, we have this podcast so that you can understand that you can go to champfranklinspeaks.com and you can actually download the feelings wheel. You can put it in your pocket, take it with you, do whatever, right? But I want you to now start looking at those feelings and looking at your times in your life where you, again, you were feeling angry, you felt frustrated, selfish, jealous, irritated, you were just skeptical. Yeah, you just being skeptical right now. You're not mad, you just won't allow stuff to be where it is, right? And you go in rage, you being hateful. You know what, you're just being critical, right? And then you can see how being critical has caused you to have this negative feeling about something that really isn't yours, right? It really isn't yours. Or you're not appreciating the person doing the best that they can to deliver this crazy requirement that you have for this person, and you're being critical that they not bringing me the stuff the way I want it. Well, I don't know what it is, but you being critical. And you wouldn't understand that critical is in the mad files, right? Or here we go, another part right here, right? Oh my gosh, a man, you better not tell somebody you feeling scared. You scared of anything. You better toughen up. You better man up right now. And because you can't, or you have not been given the space to be sad or scared, you can't tell somebody, you can't assign that experience that you were just feeling rejected, or you were just confused, or you were feeling helpless, or you were just insecure. You know what? I was anxious. Or you know what? Was feeling insignificant. You know what? Actually, when I think about it now, I was just embarrassed that she actually said something to me in front of everybody, right? And I was scared to say something because of that perceived power that they had over me, right? And then you can see how those things line, and that's why it's important for you to be able to have those spaces where you can share those feelings and you can be able to connect, right? Because I just going back to me, I know when my family came to me, again, being peaceful, being powerful, joy, I can get excited with them. Oh, absolutely, yeah, I can get excited for that stuff, right? Proud. Again, those moments you can still connect with them, right? And so those are the moments that you want to be able to connect with them. But if you don't have a moment, an experience in your life that you have assigned to those feelings, then you end up having challenges, right? And so let's move on, right? So another thought that we have is any questions, Rita? Do you have any questions or comments that you want to share with the in the podcast? I see that you're here, and I'm gonna give you a moment to come on, Rita. Let me see. You have been invited to come on. Oh my gosh, Rita, you coming in? Oh my gosh. Hello, Rita.
I'm trying to verify my email.
No, you're good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. What are you thinking about the show so far?
I'm loving it so far. I have to admit, I had no idea that my microphone was on, so I'm just laughing and I'm thinking like, "Oh my god, I'm trying to hurry up and verify my email."
Right, 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 right.
Yeah, but I am enjoying it.
Oh, beautiful. So, are you in a relationship? And you're in a relationship right now?
I am not in a relationship. I am dating. Like,
Mhm.
really just started dating. But I just date one person at a time.
Mhm.
So it's just something that I just started and just trying to see how it going, how it's gonna turn out, basically.
Okay, okay. And so, any questions? If you had to ask, you got. I'm an intimacy consultant.
Oh,
I
God.
was married 22 years. I'm a certified clinical sexuality coach, master expert, intimacy consultant, and so I help individuals um,
Mm-hmm.
who to under how to understand what an intimate connection or what an intimate relationship looks like, right?
Yeah.
And so, yes, I'm just
No, no, I don't. Right off the top of my head, no.
okay.
But I'm
Okay.
sure I will have some.
Okay. Well, perfect. Well, you can chime in. So let me ask you this here, right? Here's a question that I have. How does this is you, there's no right or wrong answers on the podcast. It's just what you
Mm,
know,
okay.
right? Okay, and again, so here's one of the questions that I asked earlier. Are you in your relationship, right? Are you expressing love in a way your partner truly understands?
I, as of now,
Mhm,
maybe not because it's so new. In my past relationship, my last relationship it ended last year of June.
mhm.
And I can say I think so. I would like to think I do. Yeah.
Okay, so
But I'm sorry.
do you know what the five love languages are?
I do. Hmm.
And so, what do you think is like the biggest challenge in? Let's look at the past relationship, right?
Okay. Oh gosh. Okay.
No, 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 I'm just saying because again, if we don't learn from it, right?
Huh? Right.
Um, we gonna go to the next relationship unlearned, right?
Right.
Right. And so when we look at the here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we look at reciprocity, right?
Like, yeah. Oh, that is okay. Because that was the reason that was kind of the catalyst to our
Hmm.
yeah, the relationship.
Right. Okay. And so did you hear our definition of intimacy?
Yes, I think I was kind of in and out.
Okay, so let me go over it one more time, right? Intimacy is defined as level of commitment,
Mm-hmm.
positive, affective, cognitive, and physical closeness that one experience with a partner in a reciprocal relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So there are four variations of intimacy. We have cognitive intimacy, which what you and I are doing right now, we're just exchanging thoughts one with another
Right.
in a reciprocal relationship. And our commitment is we're gonna stay on the podcast,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's our commitment, right? And we're gonna reciprocate. And then the next one is spiritual intimacy, which is sharing thoughts around religion and morality, right?
Mm-hmm.
And God, right? And then there's emotional intimacy, which is deeply rooted in self-disclosure,
Mm-hmm.
expressing feelings and stuff like in a reciprocal relationship, right?
Right.
And then there's sexual intimacy, which is choosing to share one's body in the form of touch and physical activity and sexual activities like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a reciprocal relationship, right? And so that's where we are now. And so as we're in our new relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got to look at the commitment. We got to look at his commitment or you all's commitment to reciprocity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Making sure that when you all remember we talked about it being a positive, effective, cognitive, and physical closeness that one experience. That this is an experience. When I'm with you, there should be a positive experience that I walk away with,
Right.
and that you walk away with hanging out with me,
Right. Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
In a reciprocal relationship. And I often look at reciprocity as we're living in the streets, that we're out in the streets and then we're in a gang, we're in a drug world, right?
Right.
That's the level of reciprocity that you need to have in your relationship, that I
Mm-hmm.
recommend that you have in your relationship, because if reciprocity doesn't happen in the streets, what happened?
Someone gets it doesn't turn out well.
It does not turn out well,
Yes.
right? For that person when you don't
Right.
reciprocate, right? And so if when we take that same fervor to our relationship, that you're going to reciprocate, right? Because you're not, if I'm defining my relationship with you as an intimate relationship and you're not reciprocating, then we gotta the integrity of our relationship has been compromised.
Right.
And
Right.
so we got to talk about that. We got to restore integrity, because I was talking to you, and I asked you a question and you said nothing.
What?
Well,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Right. I got you.
No, I'm saying because, and this is what I learned, that in an intimate relationship, like they say, "Hey, what are you thinking, baby?" And you like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
No, in an
Mm-hmm.
intimate
No,
relationship,
not giving any thoughts.
I ain't having no thoughts or nothing.
No emotion. The last relationship I was in, it was like that. He was emotionally unavailable.
Uh huh.
And that was, I was, I used to talk to him about that all the time because I'm such an emotional person
Hmm.
and such an expressive person, and I just feel like I need someone, to reciprocate that. So
Right.
that was a big
Beautiful.
problem for us
And why do you think that that was a problem?
because I needed that. It was a void, I just felt that it I needed that. There were times when I needed comfort and
Mhm.
reassurance and and I just I wasn't getting it from him.
Right, absolutely. So when we go over the feelings wheel, and there were moments that you felt ashamed, depressed,
Yeah, yeah.
stupid, inadequate, inferior, right? You
Inferior.
felt those ways, right?
Yes, inferior
So
for sure.
because he had the space to feel or the
Hmm.
permission to feel,
Right.
right? He couldn't connect.
Yes.
And so what happens is that we gotta be able to encourage men to start giving them the space to feel,
Hmm.
right? And I know that you like I told you you can express yourself in front of me. You can do
Yeah.
that
Plenty of times. Yes.
plenty of times. My ex-wife told me the same thing,
Hmm.
and I'm like, nope. No, because all of my training up to the point of meeting you told me don't share it with you.
But you know what the problem? It started out that way.
Hmm.
It ended with him. He could share his. He was open to start sharing. He could
Uh-huh.
share his feelings with me, and I felt like I could give him what he needed, like the
Mhm.
comfort and the love and
Right.
everything that he needed. But when I needed it,
Yes.
he couldn't give it to me.
And that's the part right there where we say to we now talk to that person and say, hey, listen, in
Hmm.
the streets, now in the streets, if that person gave you $20 and
Hmm.
they were expecting some heroin or some pills or whatever, and you didn't give it to them,
Right.
we gotta deal with you.
Right.
And that's the problem that I know that I had in my relationship when she came to talk to me. I'm thinking that I gotta fix something or I gotta say something. No, all you really have to do is watch this. Be quiet.
Hmm.
I'm talking about just sit there for like 15 minutes and know that this is not about you, bro.
Yes.
This ain't your turn. This ain't about what you did. Well, if it is about something that you did or something you didn't do, here's an opportunity for you to fix it,
Hmm.
right?
Right. Right.
Because I was feeling inadequate, and because I was feeling inadequate, and because most men have because inadequate is in the sad files,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
It falls in that sad part, and because most men were not given permission to say that I'm sad,
Hmm.
right? That inadequate feeling
Yes.
never connected, sir. I'm sorry that call does not go through. Please call back later. This is the operator, and we're trying to connect those feelings. But right now, sir, you have not energized that circuit, and so adequate. There is not a connection, and so if you can go back and get those and get the 714 adapter, then come back. Then maybe next time we can connect,
Right.
right? And that's where giving that space and helping them to understand, no, bro, listen, in our relationship you have to reciprocate.
Yes. And yeah, and we discussed that. We had discussions about that, and he said he would try, he would do better.
Mhm. Right.
But it was crazy because even something as small as a compliment was awkward.
Hmm.
It was just like, oh my goodness, you can't even give a compliment without. I could see he was just uncomfortable. You could just see the awkwardness all over his face,
Right.
and
Hmm.
and it's just, yeah, I could not do it anymore. And that was about 4 years.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And part of that, first of all, I just want to say I'm sorry that happened,
Oh, yeah.
because you deserved um more than that,
Yeah.
and I wish that person was in a space where they could understand that it really was not that hard
Right.
if you practiced, right? I know, if you practice your ABCs, you had to practice them, right? You didn't come out the bassinet saying your ABCs. You had to practice,
Right.
right? And if he felt comfortable, right, and that's the part is we get fed so much negative stuff on why we should not be emotional,
Mm-hmm.
how women don't want a man to be emotional. She don't want that, right? And then
Yeah.
you like, huh?
Yeah. I'm hoping that we need to overcome that. It's not fair, to men to think that way.
And so the thing that's most important for us, Rita, is the man you with.
Mm-hmm. I
Right?
don't know what that is. Oh my God.
No, but what I'm saying is that it takes you gotta, well, first of all, one, we have unresolved traumas,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right? Most men have unresolved traumas, and some women have unresolved traumas too,
Right.
right? Where it's gonna be a challenge
Right.
for us to put our guard down,
Right.
and that's why it's important for you to register with your new person as a safe space.
Yeah. Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm having. You know what? This
Yeah.
is the thing for me. So, how can I put this? So my last, it was long distance. I have not been in a local relationship since
Hmm.
2012, maybe. And this new person, I feel like he's moving a little too fast for me.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I may have some things to, just kind of work out, do some self evaluation.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's too fast. Maybe it's not. For me, I feel like he's like just planning things it's too fast,
Right.
and I'm not really, don't really know how to deal with that. So,
Well, beautiful. And then that we can talk about that. That's the purpose of the podcast, right? We can talk about that. And so, one of the things that you can say to him is something so simple: is I don't feel comfortable with that.
yeah, I have. Yeah.
Well, no, what I'm saying is just say I don't feel comfortable with that, and stop. No, no, for real. We ain't got to argue. We ain't got to go over this. I don't feel comfortable with that. Can you help me? Can you explain to me why you think this is right?
Hmm.
Just
Right.
explain, right?
Yes. Yes. The answer I got
Okay.
was I think he missed being married, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I think he's been divorced for a few years. And, and I understand that. I do. I get that.
Hmm. So he's trying to get you to move in.
Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. No. No, not that fast. No,
Mhm.
I only a month in, and I met his family, like,
Right.
and it was a trip,
Right.
like a little short road trip,
Mm-hmm.
and it was nice. Everything
Hmm.
was nice, but I just thought it was like a little too soon.
You thought it was a little too soon for you to meet his family.
Yes,
Who told you that?
I just feel that way. No one told me. I just feel that way. And it could be like I said. I have not been in a local
Mhm.
relationship in so long, so that's why I'm saying that. I'm doing a little self evaluation too. So.
Right. I got you. And that's why often we challenge those previous thoughts as well. And
Mhm,
that's why I ask you who told you that it was too soon.
mhm,
I'm talking about listen, I found this beautiful woman, Oh my God, Mama, I'm like so lucky. Mama, look. Mama, look. Oh my gosh. Mama, look what I found.
Oh my goodness.
Huh?
Yeah, I
Yeah, 3 years ago, I didn't think it was possible.
was champ. You saw something. Yes, that's that's what happened when he initially. I was like, no, I didn't want
Right.
to go with him, and I was like,
Right.
no,
And
oh
that's my point, right? That's my point.
yeah,
Go, just live in the moment.
yeah,
Live in the moment and then call them and say, babe, thanks for thinking about me like that.
yeah. I ended up going. Later he
Right.
left, and yeah, he called me like and asked again, so I drove him down myself, and
Look at that. But what I'm saying is
yeah,
him being vulnerable, right?
I appreciated that. Yeah, I did.
And that's what I'm saying. But you gotta also look that reading. You a good woman.
Well, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't get that level of exposure like within a month,
Oh wow. Okay.
right?
I mean, I wasn't for sure if that was a good thing, but okay.
Well, I'm just saying, right?
Yeah.
And regardless, you went to see them. That's on him.
Yes.
That's on him. And that's what I'm saying. Let that stuff go
Mm.
because that is something that could hinder your further connection,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Something just that small. Like I brought it. I tried to show her a little bit about my family. And
Mm.
what happened with that? She's like, oh, she got all negative. Like it wasn't time. Like, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to me.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how it went. I just felt like it was too soon. I was asking questions and,
Mhm,
I don't know. I just felt like it was too soon, but I thought about it, like I said,
mhm.
and yeah,
Right.
I appreciate him asking, and I don't know, champ. I
What?
don't know, man.
No, what I'm saying is that is it illegal, immoral, unethical,
No,
cause self harm or harm to others?
no,
There was all those were no's, right?
right,
So just go with the flow.
right.
Have a good time,
Yeah, you're right.
right? You did y'all engage in did y'all experience caramel toes when you left their family?
Karma toes.
Caramel toes, yes.
You said karma?
Caramel, like when you go to the spa and they sit your feet in
Oh,
this 104, 105 degree steam foot bath, right? And let your feet and your ankles and your knees all that warm up and then feel that steam. And then they come in with this warm caramel, and then they just put the caramel all on your toes and you get to soak it and then you get to feel, huh?
yeah, yeah.
Y'all didn't do that?
No.
Oh, you do you know why?
Why? Why, champ?
Because you were asking all them questions.
Oh my god.
You know what? Huh?
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying.
Maybe.
No, no, but I'm saying he doesn't know what caramel toast is either. He doesn't know,
No.
right? He doesn't know. But my point is that you were asking about stuff that didn't even happen,
Mm, mm,
right?
mm-hmm.
Whatever, all the question that you were talking about, all you thought that it was whatever it was. Tell me two of those concerns that you had that actually happened.
Two of the concerns that actually no,
Happened, happened. Yes.
I can say there were no. I mean, it was a nice time. I cannot.
That's my point.
Yeah, you are right.
That's my point. And then now you end up getting punished because now you come off as judgmental.
You're right. You are absolutely right.
And you fit the description.
did not know. Like, there are other things. It's not like just all black and white. I'm not from here. I'm new, and I'm a little vulnerable being
Hmm.
in the area.
Right. And that's why I have this podcast for people like you,
Mhm.
so that we can come on and we can talk about what it is that you're experiencing, what you're seeing, and how what you're doing could be miscommunicating
Mhm.
how you truly feel with this person,
Mm.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how we can restore integrity by saying, hey, you know what, man, babe, you know what, thank you so much for seeing me as like an amazing woman.
Mhm. Yes, and you know what? And I did. Once we returned, I sent him a text and I told him thank you for inviting me, and I told him I appreciated everything that he had done for me that weekend, and
Mhm.
it was nice, and I did. I told him I really
Right.
appreciated that.
So Rita, so tell me, how would it feel if I gave it to you in that sexy voice? Let's say, hey, baby, listen, I'm gonna tell you, I really, really appreciate you.
No.
Uh, no, I'm serious. I'm serious because this gonna get caught in the text.
Oh my god.
No, I'm serious. And if he's like me, words of affirmation
Mhm.
for you to better get on that phone and you be like, man, babe, listen, like you really did that thing, and I appreciate you
Uh huh.
that you made me feel so special.
Mhm.
And you saw me as this important person that I got access to your family.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. What
Yes.
what made you think what did you see in me that said it was okay?
Hmm.
Right? What did you see? What did I show you? Right?
Hmm.
And then now I gotta, reciprocity.
Mhm.
Right? And again, this is just my friend. We just kicking it. I'm just letting you know this is my friend. Don't listen. If you want to be judgmental, then I don't introduce you to nobody else.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right? You want to be that way, mama, then you don't get introduced no more. Nope. Mm.
Right. Yeah.
Right? What we do is we introduce our cool people in our family.
Mhm.
This is all we do. Because when I went to his family, he introduced me to all cool people who hugged me, they kissed me on the cheek,
Mhm.
and they showed me love, right? So I'm bringing individuals who are going to show him love and appreciate him for who he is, and not be here asking all questions that don't even matter,
Right, right.
right?
Yeah.
And then we have fun.
So tell me this: when it comes to the love language, like that, or what you were saying, it was words of affirmation. How do I? I don't know if he knows about the love language or not, but
Mhm.
how can I tell without asking him?
Oh no, you gotta add. So what you do is you find that there's a website that he can go to and take the test
Right, I know. Yeah, I was
and
just.
having to take the test. You ain't gotta guess how you're not 25, are you?
A long way from it, but
Yeah, I
yeah.
know, but that's what I'm saying. So you ain't gotta guess no more. No, no, let me know. I want to know what your love language is so that I don't miss it. And if your love language is quality time, then guess what? I'm leaving my iPhone at home. I'm taking my Apple Watch off, so I'm here with you, and I'm listening to you.
That's quality time. Does it go to that extreme? Like
Well,
leaving?
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just letting you know. It don't have to go to that extreme, but I'm letting you know. I want to get this one right.
Mhm.
I want to, because you are that important. That this is your love language. If I'm gonna get this right, like I say, it ain't gonna be all perfect, but like I say, we can get in the 90s.
Right.
We can get 94. I can get 94, and it ain't got to be 100.
When you ask their love languages, do you only ask for one or like the top two or
No,
three?
no, 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 no. It's a primary and secondary.
Primary, secondary. Okay, so
There's a
let's.
primary and secondary love language, and so because again, when you take the test, you're going to see that there are things that are higher priority to you,
Right.
right? So, what are your two love languages? What's your primary love language?
See, I always have three. My primary, I would say, um, quality time, maybe.
Quality time, and so not being emotionally available, right? That's that quality time, right? When you come in, you want to talk to me. I want to talk to you,
But you
and
know
you
what? That's still, I don't know. It's between quality time and physical touch.
okay, perfect, right? And so there we have it. What about acts of service?
That's not, yeah. Acts of service is one. I think that would fall maybe the fourth.
So bringing you flowers, right? How does that make you feel when a man brings you flowers?
They're great. I love that.
You love that. Okay, so now we see that gifts is bigger than acts of service.
So that's the thing. So I kind of the gift giving and the act of service can, I don't know. It's like they could be combined or
Where they
something.
can That's what I'm saying. So both of those are like ones.
To me, that's how
Yeah,
I.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Right?
Yeah.
He ain't gotta come,
So
if he come there smelling good and he decked himself out and he's there with you, you get a whole bunch of points.
hmm.
Right? Because you got yourself together and you ready to roll.
Yes.
Right? So now we got quality time. You get more points on quality time than you do for gifts and acts of service.
Right. Right.
Right? Because I can take care of all of that stuff. That all that stuff is that I can handle all that. I got my own money. If I want flowers, I can put flowers in my house.
Right. Right.
Right? So we got quality time and then physical touch.
Physical touch. Those are definitely the main two. The
And
top two.
and and so when I want to hold your hand, and that's why for me, um, I get my nails done. Right?
Yes.
I get I listen, my nails get done on a regular basis because of my love language is physical touch.
Yes.
And then once I realized that touching a woman with dirty hands was a violation of code of ethics,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like no, and I did that to my ex wife. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to hurt a woman ever again.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, yeah.
Right? So now I get my nails done on a regular basis because I don't want to hurt a woman ever again the way I hurt my ex-wife.
Good. So you
Right?
learned
Say that again.
from your you learned from your mistakes.
I learned from my mistakes, absolutely,
Yes.
and I had to go back and I had to figure those things out. And so what happened for me was I was in Okinawa, Japan, and my ex-wife she sent me this book. She Comes First,
Okay.
and this book is about fellatio. And he was talking about having clean hand because you can't be touching a woman's vagina and your hands dirty, you got oil under there and you thinking it's all right or whatever, right?
No, we
And
don't
I'm
want
like, oh my gosh, you can't have hank nails or whatever on your fingers, right? You can't have bitten off fingernails and you
right.
touching somebody, them sharp, that's sharp, those sharp objects.
That's right.
Right. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was doing that.
Mm.
And I did not know that I was hurting her at the degree in which I was hurting her.
Oh wow.
Right. But I
Yeah.
thought I'm like, baby, you'll be okay. It's all right. No, I
Mhm.
saw this on the movie that they were playing so and so. She's like, that ain't me though.
Mhm.
Right. I was unlearned.
Right.
And I didn't show up for class.
No,
And
it does.
that was wrong.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that I capture that on the podcast that was wrong, and I missed out on a good woman simply
Mhm.
because I did not allow her to talk to me.
Oh wow. Okay.
Right? I didn't give her that safe space that and when she said, "Hey, baby, that hurt," that I didn't stop.
Mhm.
And because I didn't have anybody in the streets to hold me accountable, I just did whatever I wanted to do,
Yeah.
and not realizing that adds up. And
Yeah.
you get and I tell married being married 20 years, and we're gonna wrap up in a minute. Being married 20 years, and if I did that just twice a month, that was 480 times that I did that to her,
Oh my God.
right? Over the course of my marriage, it was 480 times I did whatever,
Mhm.
right? But I can tell you this here: when it comes to the lights being on, the mortgage being paid, and so forth and so on, the she don't have a day that her car was stalled on the side of the highway, right?
Right. Right.
You don't have those days, right? There was I'm on like 100%,
Right.
right? She oh my gosh, her car. I think I was on the ship.
Mhm.
No, I was in Japan. I was in Okinawa, Japan.
Mm.
She gets a flat tire on her car. I call this the insurance company. This is me locked in as a provider, right?
Mhm.
She goes to the dealership and get her. No, actually, she's in her car. She gets her. The dealership goes and they tow her car to the dealership, and she goes off with her friend or whatever. And then her and her friend goes in, and she just walks out of the BMW dealership.
Oh my goodness.
She gets her car. She walks out. He's like, "Hey, you ain't paid for it?" She was like, "No, it's already been taken care of."
Oh my goodness. Wait a minute now. So you're not telling me that I'm all for I agree with her with the hands. But that was not the demise of your marriage.
What?
The her, hurting her, your hands being
No,
rough or
it
whatever.
just it adds up. No, no, but and that's why I'm on the podcast telling people that it adds up. Just like he was your guy that you were talking to. He was emotionally unavailable,
Mm-hmm.
right? It adds up. Like, yeah, you got 6 times. No, no, he did that. We were together 4 5 years,
Right, right,
and he did that at least 120 times,
right.
right? Because twice a month, just twice a month that you're emotionally unavailable after
Mm-hmm.
5 years is 120 times.
Wow.
And my number was 130, 116. Right? And like I said, we were just modest and we just said 120.
That's a lot.
Right. And that's twice a month that I called you and you just blew me off.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or just say, you know what, baby, I'll get back to you. Or hold on, baby, I can't deal with that right now. Hold on, I'm going through something right now. Whatever. Just twice a month was 120 times, and your number was 107.
And you know what? I don't want to like keep going back to him, because I am getting past all of that.
Right, absolutely. But my point is, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you finish what you're saying.
No, but my point is, everyone has a number,
Yeah. Right.
regardless. Everyone has a number.
Right.
And so, for example, when it comes to disrespecting a man, you only got like 3 or 4 of those, right? You only got like 3 or 4 of those. You ain't right before you shut down.
Disrespect. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm pretty big on disrespect too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, disrespecting a man. Yeah, I try not to do that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right. Because
Or
there's
anyone.
anyone, but my point is because most men have words of affirmation.
Yeah.
As their love language. When that's why when you talk about somebody mama, they about to jump on you,
So
right?
does you think most men love language is words of affirmation?
Absolutely, because who gives them a space that they can talk?
Okay.
Who tells them that, hey, thank you?
Wow.
You know, who says that I appreciate you?
Hmm.
How often do they get that?
Oh wow. I never thought about that.
Well, I'm just saying, how often does a man get a hug?
Oh wow. That is something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why those primary love languages, are acts of words of affirmation and physical touch.
Mm.
Because who stops and gives me a hug?
Wow.
Who stops and asks me how I'm feeling? Who stops me and say, hey, you know what? You're right about that.
Hmm.
Who does that?
Hmm. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So when you talk to him and you're like, hey, you know what? I appreciate you. Or you know what? I'm just proud of you. Based on I'm just proud that I'm on your team. I even got the space to be here with you. I'm happy about that. Thanks for you know, seeing me and just saying that I'm a good woman. Thanks for stopping to see the good in me,
Hmm.
right? And then when you're talking to him, here's the thing, right? Look for a reason to agree,
Hmm.
right? Because again, we can find something to disagree about. I can find something to disagree with you about.
See, that's one of the things that I'm at the age now. I think we're around the same age. I think
Hmm.
48. I'm at the age now where I'm not gonna, we can disagree, we can have different perspectives, but I'm not about the art. I don't like to argue.
Right,
I don't like to, I don't even like debating, to be honest with you.
right.
And I don't know, that's kind of red flag. It's a red flag for me because I think I don't know, I'm picking up on that. I think he likes to debate.
Hmm. Oh, and that's fine. And so, how do you debate? Is that you find a reason to agree with him?
But you don't want to debate in every conversation.
No,
I don't
no,
want
and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And so, what I'm saying is that when you agree with what he's talking about, the
Mhm.
debate is over.
Right. Yeah. When I agree with it. Yeah.
No, 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 no. You can find a reason to agree with it.
Mm.
Oh, you know what? You're absolutely right. Bless God.
You mean sarcastically
No, no,
disagree?
you don't have to be sarcastic. You can just say bless God. Well, amen. No, no, you're right, baby. I get what you're saying. Right, because here's the thing, Rita. Here's the thing. The stuff that he's talking about is not getting in your trunk.
Mhm.
The stuff that you're talking about is not going to show up on your investments.
Mm. Right.
The stuff that he's talking about is not going to show up on your health record,
Right.
right? Unless we are sexually involved, right? Unless I give you that access.
Right.
But the stuff that you talking about, well, bless God, amen. Ain't well, whatever. Say whatever you want to say, bro. I appreciate you, amen. Thank you for sharing. That's how you saw it, amen. And then when it comes down to you, hey, do I disagree with you, bro? No, 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 no. I just want to ask you a question. Over the last month, can you please tell me how many times I disagree with you?
Mm.
Oh, you know what? You haven't disagreed with me. Okay, then. So why are you disagreeing with me?
Yeah. We have had some disagreements.
No, but what I'm saying is that again, you don't have to disagree with. I'm like, hey, listen, fine, bless God. That's how you saw it. That's how you think it should happen with them. But bless God, so I ain't doing it that way.
Right, right.
I ain't doing it that way because when it's come to my stuff, I'm doing my stuff this way. And bless God,
Right.
right? That part.
You know what I would like to, and I probably have already talked about this. I think you touched on it on one of the episodes that I listened to, but the submissiveness
Uh huh.
and um, yeah. So that's one of the things that we disagree on.
On submission.
Like, yeah, yeah, just well, his thing is listening. You don't listen. And I'm like, if what you say aligns with what I agree with, then I will listen to you.
But the thing is that whatever, that's his stuff. That's his stuff. Just listen to it. No, no, but because again, we got his area, right? Illegal. If what he's saying is illegal,
What he's saying is crazy.
no, we can no. It's crazy based on what you've been taught.
So tell me about that. You like listening because is it because I'm a woman? I'm supposed to listen to
No,
everything
no,
you
no,
say?
no, 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 because it's reciprocated, right?
Yeah,
It's reciprocated. I listen to you,
and you listen to
then
me.
you gotta listen to me.
Yeah, it should be reciprocated.
No, but that's my point. And then once you show that here's the folder right here. I gave you $20, and I asked the $20 for a bag of cocaine. Do you have the cocaine on you right now?
Mm,
Right? Give me the cocaine or give me my $20 back.
mhm,
Period. And that's what I'm saying is that I listen to you when it was your turn? Did I listen to you?
mhm.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, baby. Thank you. And so, because you're not in an intimate relationship, you're required to reciprocate. Guess what? It's my turn right now.
Mm.
It's my turn right now. And guess what? This is not gonna be 30 minutes. It's not gonna be 30. I just need 15 minutes for you to just sit here and listen.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a conversation off the podcast, champ.
Okay. Well, you got my number.
Yeah,
You ready for it?
I got it.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Call me. Let's talk. I'm here
Yeah, yeah.
and I want you to be successful.
Hmm.
I want you to be successful in every area of your life, especially when it comes to relationships.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
And to make sure that people, when it comes to people reciprocating, that that you don't let them off the hook.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm not doing that again, bro. Or sis, ma'am, I was nice to you, and I allowed you to talk, and now it's my turn.
Hmm.
And if not, then I'm gonna go home, and we're not gonna talk about this again
Hmm.
until you can restore integrity and say that you're not gonna do that to me ever again. Otherwise, I'm going home, and you get no more chances. Period. Right?
Right.
And that part, that's what we're talking about. All right. You know that you deserve a fantastic relationship with someone who is emotionally available, who reciprocates on the cognitive, emotional, and sexual level, right?
Right.
Right? Where you don't that again. I'm just this is just me. I didn't. I used to say, get up there and get yours. Get up there and get yours, because I didn't know how to to be emotionally connected with her.
Mm.
And I thought I was right because I want to make sure that you come. And he's like, hey, coming is not the destination, right?
Mm.
It's the journey, right? There's so much stuff that we can experience before we even come, right?
Right, right.
The mere fact that you and I are like right here, right now, that I can be thankful for you right now, and I do blowjobs better when I'm thankful.
Mm.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, right? I do things, for some reason, when I'm appreciative, my mouth just creates extra water.
I feel you though.
But the point is that you miss out on this, bruh.
Right, right.
You miss out on this simply because you don't know that this exists.
Mm.
You don't know the beauty of what it looks like to be here with Rita,
Mm-hmm.
and have her just to lay the glory down on you,
Right,
right? That
right.
part.
Yeah,
Okay. So that being said, right? You got my number, right?
yeah.
Appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me. Although like I said, I slipped in accidentally, but thank you. I appreciate it.
No, and listen, and you have friends who have questions,
Yeah.
who have stuff, who can come on the show, who can I'll send you the link, right, that they can schedule their own show,
I would do that. I do. I think I have a couple of friends who
right? Who they can schedule a Monday or Wednesday 8 o'clock, and we can talk about whatever they want to talk about.
okay.
The guy I'm dealing with, my husband, he da 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 da, and I'm like, you know what? One of the reasons that your husband is that way because ain't nobody ever gave. When last time somebody gave him a hug?
Mm. That is something to think about.
When the last time you saw somebody come to your husband and tell him that he's right?
Mm.
I'm like, when who said thanks for making sure that everybody is the lights are on, right? Man, I know they be tripping at your job. You're a black man, you educated and successful. I know they've been threatened about you.
Mhm.
And I know you, but you man, you didn't have 5 8. You've been there 5 years. Man, thanks, man.
Mm.
Come on now. I just want to say, man, I'm proud of you, man, for even turning in your homework.
Mm.
Cause folk gave up on you in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Come on now. You about to have me on here crying. But anyway, no, I'm just saying, I just talk from my experience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to be able to say this is and then I get friends who that I can speak to their lives,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I know he's somewhere around there, right? All right, that's it. We closing out. Anything else that you want? Anything else?
No, no. This was great. I really appreciate it.
Beautiful. And so I'm
Anytime.
gonna give you these two things that help you to improve your relationship moving forward, right?
Okay.
And when you talk to him, it's like, hey, is there anything you want to share?
Okay.
Right? Is there anything you want to share? And he's like, what are you talking about? No, I ain't got nothing to want to share. Like, and like, you trying to trick me or something? No,
Yep.
right? You trying to trick? No. I'm just saying that I don't know when the next time you gonna have a safe space.
Hmm. Okay.
No, I don't know when the next time you gonna have a safe space, Brian. I'm just saying. This was a moment that you got provided a non-judgmental environment
Mm-hmm.
where you may have wanted to talk about something that you wanted to assign one of your feelings, one of your experiences to the right feeling, right? You want to go over the feelings, Will, and you want to say, you know what, I was feeling this way, da 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 da. Or I'm thinking about this. Just know that I gave that moment to you,
Wow.
right? Want to say anything, just write it down that hey, Rita gave you this moment to share, and it was a non-judgmental environment, and I gave it to you,
Mhm.
right? And then here's the thing, right? And if you don't want to take it this time, that's fine. That's great. It's cool. But when the moment comes that you want to share something, you can call me.
Mm.
Just call me and say, hey, listen, I got something I want to share, and then that's gonna be your moment,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And then here's the second part right here. Here's the second part. And say, hey, baby, I'm just calling to see if you're in your best space.
Mm. Okay.
Right. And then it's like, what are you talking about? My best? I'm good. I say, no. I just want to know if you're in your best space. Because if you're in your best space and you're with me, then guess who I got in their best space?
Mm.
Right. I'm just spending time with Richard in his best space. Right.
Mm.
He ain't all irritated and da 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 whatever. Right.
Right.
Right. And then say, hey, if you're not in your best space, is there anything I can do to get you to your best space? And
Mm.
chances are he's going to say something that you can do,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then so now when you're experiencing him, right? You're experiencing him in his best space,
Wow.
right? And then here's the thing, right? In an intimate relationship, reciprocity is mandatory, right?
Yeah, it is.
So he got to reciprocate.
Mm. Wow, Champ, you really have opened my eyes up to some things. Because after listening to you, man, I'm like, man, I don't think I've been really nice.
But that's okay. That's okay. We don't always get it right.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But today we can restore integrity and we can moving forward that hey, listen, you got something you want to talk about. This is like the most elite woman you've ever been with. I know more than I've ever known in my life right now. So yeah, call me.
Mhm.
Right, we can talk about it, and I'm gonna do my best to be non-judgmental.
Bye.
Right, because the thing is, I'm looking for a reason to agree with you.
Right, right.
Because the problems that you have, my problems.
Mhm.
Right, so I ain't gotta disagree with you.
Mhm.
They ain't my problems. How you see stuff is how your mama told you to see stuff.
Mm.
And that's okay. Because your mama was doing the best that she could.
Mhm.
So, all right, Rita, we can be on here forever.
I got work to do, so
Right. I got work to do too. Thanks
thank
again for coming on. And we
you for
appreciate you, right?
inviting me. Yes, thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, have a good night.
As the champ is here. Oh man. We just did it. We just did it right here. Man, we talked about 5 love languages. We had a guest come on to talk about the challenges that they've had in their relationships. They walked away with answers. So, if you're dealing with the relationship that you're having challenges in communication, you want to get it right this time. Tune in Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 o'clock. Come to the champ. We got it right here. Let's go. What? I'm here. The champ is here. Oh, because I'm a champion. Oh, the champion. Man, we did that thing. I'm here right now, baby. I'm here. Listen, if you or your friends have a question, concerns, or you just searching for how to get it right. I made it, baby. This is episode 81. Yes. Yes, the champ is here. Remember, because I'm a champion. Remember, vulnerability is the birthplace for intimate relationships. The sky's the limit. Don't stop on the moon. And lastly, you can do whatever you want to do when you focus. Champ out.